Hi, I'm Chloe, aka Boopri, and I'm really excited today because I am going to be reviewing one of my favorite purchases recently, which is the Aputure MC light. I love this little light, and I'm like really glad that I ended up buying it. I'm a filmmaker, and I recently graduated from college with my bachelor's in film, and that's why I initially bought this light to use as a light in short films, music videos, basically any project that I will be directing or acting as a cinematographer. But shortly after buying it, I realized this can be used for just like so much more than film stuff. I've been using it in all my Twitch streams, my TikToks, my YouTube videos, my any pictures I take, basically everything you would need a light for. This light has come through. So including this video, I'm using this light right now. This is my main light that I'm using in the video for reference. So yeah, this is a really nice little LED light, and I'm really excited to finally review it. So let's get into it. I first want to go over the basic functions of the light, what's in the box, and then I'll also be giving a lot of different examples of the light in use in like different things like YouTube videos and other projects, so you can see how it looks and if it would fit what you're looking for a light. So first off, it's a wireless multicolor LED light, which means it can basically be any color you want. Any color in the rainbow, anything, any brightness, saturation, it can do that. The color and brightness can be controlled on the light itself on a little small kind of like panel on the side, which is a little finicky, honestly. It's kind of annoying to deal with, but there is the Sidus Link, I hope I got that right, app on your phone that you can connect to via Bluetooth. It's really simple. The app has a ton of functions, which I haven't even fully delved into, and it's really honestly great just to be able to wirelessly control a light because, maybe in a different spot on set and you might want to, adjust it and you don't want to have to go to the light itself. So that's honestly a really great option and probably the best way to control the light. Beyond just being able to do like any kind of color and any light temperature for white lighting. It can also change colors and brightness to emulate things like a fire or a cop car or lightning or like a faulty bulb or a TV or basically kind of anything you would really think of that you would need a rotating color light for, which is really honestly cool. That function can be done either via the app or on the light itself. This light is like really small but bright. In most filming circumstances, it's not going to be your key light that you use to light up somebody's face, but it does give off a fair amount of light considering its size. To get an idea of the size, it's about the size of a credit card. I'm going to compare it to a few different objects to get an idea of the size and thickness. I no longer have this as the key light for my YouTube video now, but you can kind of see it in my hand for a size reference as well. It's definitely pocket size. However, if you're a woman and they make us ridiculously small pockets, so it won't fit in your pockets if you are a girl, unfortunately. As I mentioned earlier, it is wireless. It has actually like a really decent battery life, about 2 hours at max brightness, which is really bright. And they say it's about 15 hours at the lowest brightness, which is, bright, but it's low. You're probably not going to be using it that low in most circumstances. I streamed actually with this light once, and I forgot to plug it in because I was using my laptop cable to charge it while I was streaming, and I forgot it. And about exactly almost 2 hours on the dot, the light went out. So their 2 hour mark for battery is, I can confirm with timestamps, accurate. And you can charge it with a USB-C charging cable, which it comes with, in either a power adapter, power bank, or you can wirelessly charge it with QI wireless charging. I haven't tested that out because I don't wirelessly charge anything, so I don't even have anything to test that out with, but it's cool they have that feature. And they also sell a pack of, I believe it's 4 and then maybe more than that comes with its own case that wirelessly charges within the case, which is honestly really awesome if you're a professional videographer or need multiple of these lights. Something I didn't see mentioned a lot when looking at reviews for this light is you can also use it while it's continuously plugged in, which is how I use it for streams and YouTube videos or just anything that I'm using this light as my main light for longer and I need it continuously for that long. I just use it with I have a MacBook USB-C to USB-C cable, and then I also have a USB-C iPhone like wall plug thing. Y'all know what I mean. And that works perfectly. I've never had any issues with it. And most people probably have those two things lying around their house. So that's definitely a really great option if you're using this light for things like streams or anything that you need it for an extended period longer than 2 hours or just want to reliably have it on. All right, so now I'm gonna go over what you get in the box, which is actually packaged quite nicely, which is always a nice little plus. You get obviously the light, but it also comes with this cute little kind of silicone covered diffuser, which makes it easier to look at because you should always use protection on your lights when you're looking directly at them. And it also comes with a case, which is really nice, honestly, especially because you'll probably be using this light a decent bit on the go. It's just great to have like a nice kind of little case with like 2 little pockets. And it also comes with a USB-C to USB charging cable, which is honestly, this is pretty short. That's not honestly the only downside. I wish that I would have had like a slightly longer cable so that it'd be more practical if you do want to continuously use it. So you can have a cable that'll work for that. And it also comes with 2 little 3M Velcro strips for like to mount it to something, which is really nice. That's nice that they have like these little mounting strips. I wasn't expecting that. As far as mounting options, it does have 2 really strong magnets on the back, which have worked really good in a lot of circumstances that I've had to use it. I think I've even used it on a tripod before with just the magnets, which is great. And there's also a 1/4 inch screw mount, which is a pretty standard mounting, kind of like screw, and which is great because any light stand or tripod that I've tried to use this on, I've always been able to attach it without issue. To get an idea of like the brightness level, if you're using this as your key light, which again, I wouldn't really recommend that, but just to get an idea of how bright it is, here's what it looks like in a completely dark room at different distances. So it's bright, but it's not going to be enough to obviously light up an entire room. And because it's small, it's the size of a credit card, it's just, it's not going to be probably your main light unless you're using it for, like I am, for a YouTube video where you're lighting up a subject at a short distance, or if it's, something else similar, like an insert or a close-up. But you're definitely going to need a bigger light for other purposes. All right, why do I love this light so much though? I mean, I feel like I talked about it a decent bit, but what I think makes it so great is I've used it in so many different areas of content creation. It's been kind of my go-to for like Twitch, YouTube, everything, in addition to filmmaking, which I wasn't really expecting that. I bought this with the express purpose of using it in films, which I definitely still will, but it's been really versatile, and I want to give some examples of like how I've used it in different projects so you can kind of get a sense of what it's like to use. So first off, use of films. Here's some examples from kind of different music videos that I directed recently that use this light in different shots. I did the direction and cinematography for both music videos, so check them out in the description below. Really good videos. I'm not just saying that because I directed them, it's because they're really freaking amazing songs and you should totally check them out. But anyways, in this shot, I feel like this is a good example of what I was talking about before, where it's great for like a tight shot, like a close-up. So this was the primary light except for some natural light that we had in the space in the shot from windows. And then in some of these other shots, I use the Aputure MC for kind of like a fill light, just like an extra light to kind of create some dimension, maybe add some of those like, little kind of like nice lit kind of spaces behind somebody on their hair. Those little pretty things that I think make a big difference in a spot. This can also be used in the shot because it's so small, so you can hide it somewhere. That's what I did. It's wireless, small, and magnetic, so it's just really easy to stick in a bunch of different places within a scene. I can definitely see myself filming with this more in the future, and I will bring this probably on every set that I'm on because it was really super helpful. Even if I'm not sure how I'm going to use it, I'll probably end up using it because it's just a nice thing to have, and it's a good kind of like versatile light that can just, you know, add another little dimension and depth to a scene with lighting, which is really important. Beyond film, I've used this light in all of my live streams since I've bought it. Before this, I used to use a cheap $30 ring light as my main light on streams, and it sucked. I mean, it didn't suck. It was fine. But I could only use it at max brightness because otherwise I'd be flickering on the screen, and it kind of hurt my eyes after a while, and it's big. It's a lot bigger than like a credit card size little light. I'm really glad that I bought this, and I don't know why I didn't buy it sooner, honestly, because it's so much nicer, because especially with the diffusion, it's easy to look at, and it's honestly brighter. To get an idea of like how bright it is as a key light, I mean, you can kind of see from earlier how the difference it made when I moved it away. And then also here's a clip from the stream when the light randomly went out because I forgot to plug it in. Damn, stop. Come on, stop doing that. Also, my light just turned out. That's not chill. So it definitely makes a really big difference to have this light as your main light if you're a streamer or a YouTuber. And honestly, I feel like an ideal setup would be like maybe 2 of these. Honestly, I use this and then a newer ring light right now, and I think that's good, but 2 of these would be like perfect and just really small, super easy to put in your space, and you may not even need a stand for it because it's magnetic, and those magnets are really strong. I've also used this as my main light in my last YouTube video, and then also in this one. So I'm using a ring light also on the side as a fill light, but this is my primary light, and definitely makes a big difference in terms of lighting. And I honestly, like I said, would prefer like having another one because it just makes that much of a difference, and it's a really great light to have. Beyond YouTube and Twitch, I've used this for like almost every TikTok video since I bought it, and it makes a big difference as well with that. Just 'cause it's small, it's easy to use, I can adjust the brightness. For my TikTok videos, I usually don't use this at max brightness because it is just honestly too bright for that. I think, you know, just filming, I have filmed on an iPhone 14 Pro, so that could affect things, and it just might automatically correct the brightness, but it feels a little bit too bright for like in those circumstances. But I use it about like 50% brightness, and it definitely makes a big difference. It makes your videos just look more professional, well lit, and nice. Beyond just videos, I've used this in a couple of like pictures I've taken of myself and just photography. It's really great for that, especially for portraits, because it's a really strong light and it's super portable, so you can easily bring it on the go if you want to just snap some pictures, or if you vlog in places, it would be great for that. Anyways, I love this little light a lot. It's just been a really great purchase, and I'm glad that I have it. Because of its size even, and just because of like how bright it is, I've used it sometimes like when my lamp went out on my desk to do my makeup. Or it can even be used as an emergency flashlight because it has a decent bit of battery life and it's rechargeable. Which I know that sounds like silly, like, oh yeah, here's a film light that you can use as a flashlight, but it really is that kind of like versatile. And I realized I didn't mention the price until now. The Aputure MC is a little pricey. It's a 90 USD right now, which honestly I was really skeptical about buying this at that price. I didn't really know if I needed it, but I read good reviews for it, and I, was like, hey, why don't I just buy it? And it's definitely, even though I've only had it for a few months, I bought this back in April, it's now August. It's definitely been worth it. I've gotten my money's worth easily for content creation and filmmaking, and it's just a nice little piece of equipment to have to kind of level up your content to make it better and just have more options in what you can do. Since I've purchased this light, Aputure has released an upgraded version. It's the MC Pro, which is, they say, about 4 times brighter, and it's a little bit bigger, I think, size-wise, and it's a little more expensive. It's 200 USD versus this is $90. However, I definitely want to buy that whenever I'm looking to kind of make equipment upgrades. That's probably gonna be my first thing I'll look at, because I love this light, and having something that's 4 times as bright, especially for streams and YouTube videos and films, definitely will be useful. And if I do end up buying that, which, not if, it'll probably be like more like when, I love to do like a review comparison video of that, because I'm kind of genuinely curious of how Aputure has upgraded this light. So all right, to sum it up, if you are a YouTuber, filmmaker, content creator, photographer, of like any kind, you should definitely look into buying this light. I feel like the high price tag kind of might seem a little too high, honestly, for what it is for such a small light, but I feel like it's worth it. I think especially when starting out in content creation or filmmaking, it's easy to just kind of buy a lot of cheaper equipment that you'll eventually have to replace. And this is something I definitely don't see myself replacing or finding a better version of. Obviously, there's better, more powerful lights out there. But for what this is, it's really good. And I am honestly disappointed I didn't buy it sooner. Especially for his streams and YouTube videos. It's just a really nice thing to have and just a good piece of equipment. And it also seems to be made pretty well, and I get the idea that it'll last for a while, hopefully. If not, then I'll update in the description and just let y'all know, yeah, it broke apart, I don't know, like a year after I bought it. But I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, and based off what I've heard other people say, I don't think so. Alright, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the light or let me know what your experiences were with it, if you purchased this and use this, and please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to kind of hear your thoughts and also answer any questions y'all have. Also, if there's any video suggestions or a product y'all would want to see me review in the future, let me know, because I'm always open to video suggestions. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you take care. Bye.